If when you sit in meditation, you find that you have a constant internal dialogue, I don't want you to be discouraged by it. In this video, I want to cover what it is that makes us have this internal dialogue and why does it feel so unbearable and we see it as overthinking or maybe too much planning. And there's a reason for that. But the first thing that I want you to realize is that this is normal. This is okay. This is how your mind works. So there's nothing wrong with having an internal dialogue that it's constantly playing there. Otherwise, we're starting with the wrong foot meditation because we are assigning a particular state of mind that we should be that doesn't include what is already present, which is an internal dialogue. Often we see that this is a bad thing for meditation because we associate meditation with peace or maybe some visions and some other experiences that are not about mundane world. And when we feel that the mundane world is in our minds, then we feel like it's dirty or it shouldn't be there. This is a wrong view because what is present is meant to be there. So the first thing to realize is that it's okay to have an internal dialogue. What do most people do when they realize that, oh, all I have is just chattering here and there's a voice and I talk to it and it's just annoying and I get out of meditation? That's what they do. Instead of just simply allowing and understanding that that's okay. I'm looking at my mind and that is what it's doing. You see the difference here? Only one thing has changed and it is acceptance. There is an acceptance of my mind is this way. When there is acceptance, actually, is the absence of resistance. So if you needed acceptance, it's because there was some sort of resistance present. And that resistance is another voice that says, this shouldn't be this way. You see what happened here? The discouragement that usually we feel with this is just a voice, is something that is qualifying our experience as unacceptable. We shouldn't be thinking, and I'm thinking all the time. So once we know this and we can allow ourselves to just simply be and the mind to chatter and say all the things that it wants to say, now we're giving space to that which is constantly working there and usually doesn't have the time and the space to unfold and to be. And this allows us to understand how our mind works. Now we're not understanding it with another part of ourselves that is taking notes or analyzing. That may be present there too, but it's not necessary. The space that we create is just room for this dialogue to unfold, to say what it has to say. Maybe there is a lot of planning, organizing, overthinking, whatever it is that is happening, that needs to happen. And we just need to be fine with it. In other words, no resistance to the internal dialogue. The more you let this happen, the more you allow the internal dialogue to unfold and to simply remove the resistance that there is to it. Because there might be a voice that says, this is unnecessary, it's preventing my meditation, it's not causing, etc. You see, you're going to be able to listen to that voice too. And that's the one that I want you to relax, to just not pay attention to, because that's the one that's causing the trouble. The rest of the information that is coming through your mind is fine. And so once your mind, because that's how your mind works, that's how your mind is unfolding. And the more you allow it, then that's going to become actually your biggest strength. Because that is exactly how your mind wants to express itself. But so far, it has been repressed. And there is a repression that causes more buildup, and that buildup is what we see as unbearable. So what do? We create less space for this unbearable experience of overthinking, and we pile it up more and more and more. At some points, we collapse. We have anxiety, we have depression, we have all kinds of mental issues because we're not allowing the mind to be as it is. Only because there is a thought and a sort of resistance, an image of ourselves that is resisting that because it's saying, I shouldn't be allowing this. So meditation actually is what allows this unfolding of the mind as it is to unfold, to open itself, to relax, to tell the story that it wants to tell. Not because there is something important that we're going to take out of it. Like, there's nobody actually taking benefit from this other than the relaxation that happens in our minds from this, from being simply the space that the mind needs to have. This is how we begin to have a more equanimous state with whatever's happening in the mind. Regardless of what's happening, we already know that that's just how our mind works. And we begin to know and understand our mind. That is what's called acceptance, forgiveness, non-resistance, and so on. This is the healing process. This is why people report being so much better in mind and body, because their minds are no longer being resisted by simply a thought. And it seems so ludicrous that we allow a thought, an image, to be so powerful against our own mind and neglect the unfolding that is necessary. So again, that internal dialogue that you see, and I want to give you the practice here. You're going to sit down, which we're just going to call it sitting down and observing the mind. And you're going to feel a movement, a lot of rush, and a lot of things saying we should probably get up because we have to do this and we're wasting our time. We don't know how to meditate, so let's go do something else. And as I've been saying, 5 minutes. Just take 5 minutes to understand your mind for 5 minutes. The rest of the 23 hours and 55 minutes that you have, and excluding what you sleep, it's all yours. It's all for the routine of your life. Let it unfold also. For those 5 minutes, just take a moment and relax and be safe in the fact that 5 minutes is not going to ruin your next appointment, or it's not going to make you late for work or school or anything. It's just going to allow your mind to be as it wants to be. And if that feels unbearable, just be sure that in 5 minutes it's going to be over, and just keep repeating this as many times as you can. And the more you allow this, the more you're going to feel more comfortable with what's happening with your mind. Just let it be and watch how the mind just continues to do what it wants to do. And you're there simply to observe it, to listen to it, to just create that space. That's what you are fully. The space where the mind can be as it wants to be. So again, even if it feels unbearable, just hold on to the understanding that it's going to take only 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. And just stay with that and allow it. After the 5 minutes, then you can move to whatever it is that you want to do. For those 5 minutes, it's all for your mind. It's as if you're listening to somebody who is very emotional and wants to say so many things, and you're there for them. You're practicing compassion to yourself, to what you are. And that's a great startup. Everything else is a plus as long as it is a disciplined practice. So that's what we aim with the 5-minute meditation practice, is simply to create a discipline in which we are giving attention to something that we've never given attention, or the proper attention, because the attention that we give to it is usually from that image or that strengthened idea of resistance against the mind, that which is opposing it. That's usually the one that gives it attention. Now we're giving it the open, spacious attention of who we are, which is pure awareness. And that's how you begin to process your internal dialogue into something that is useful for you, because that's what your mind wants to do. It simply wants to be what it is. No judgment, no resistance. If you find that this method is helpful and so simple, that's what we make it, because that's what we call the direct path. It's a way to cut through all the layers of the mind and go directly into who we are, so we can create this space for the mind to evolve, to process all the experiences that are still coming up from it, and they're just being met with resistance. I would invite you to go to my free community on Skool. You can find the link and the invitation for it in the description. And also, if you want to book a call with me because you want to see how this can help you further and see what blockages you might have, what are the things that are preventing you from moving forward, I also leave a link in the description where you can book a call with me. As always, I hope this video was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next one.